Wow, this is just amazing. You know, you might recognise this staircase from a certain movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. It's a replica of the grand staircase of the Titanic, and it's the centrepiece of a fantastic new exhibition here at Melbourne Museum. It's made up of artefacts recovered from the ocean floor, as well as the very personal stories of those who perished and those who survived one of history's worst maritime disasters. So I'm here with Brett Dunlop, who's the manager of the Melbourne Museum. Brett, we're standing here in the Veranda Cafe of the Titanic. It's amazing. Tell me, what do you think it is about the story of the Titanic that has such ongoing appeal for people?
Well, Titanic is a story that's got drama, it's got the intrigue of how did it sink, it's got the stories of the real people who are on board and the mystery of why it was undiscovered for so long. And now with Titanic the Artefact exhibition, we're able to bring all those artefacts together, bring the stories together, rebuild some rooms and features of the ship and give people a real feeling of being on board the Titanic and understanding how it sunk and what we can still find out about its ship nearly 100 years later.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. Look, just walk us through the format of the exhibition.
We start off talking about the construction of the Titanic. It was going to be the largest and most luxurious ship in the world built in Ireland. Then we look at the first class passengers and how they would have travelled and boarding. We take people through the first class parts of the ship with a recreation of the first class corridors and the grand staircase, which is really impressive.
Very impressive.
Then we start to tell the stories of the passengers on board with first class, second class and third class passengers, and there's rooms such as this one, recreations, and real artefacts recovered from the bottom of the ocean that were used in those parts of the ship. Then the stories about the icebergs, why there was ice in the area, maybe did the ship know, those questions. A real iceberg to go and touch.
That is freezing. Imagine if you're in the water with that.
Then the unfolding of the disaster and what's on the bottom of the ocean now, the efforts to recover those things, and ending with a memorial gallery to the people who died and a few bits of local content, the Australians who are on board the ship.
Yeah, I saw that. That is incredible. Now, there's a lot of artefacts on display here. What are the ones that are the most interesting for you?
For me, even those great artefacts from the ship itself, the ones that I find fascinating are the ones that would have been handled, touched or worn by the passengers. There's the jacket of one of the stewards in the first class cafe, probably working in this cafe. And that is particularly touching to me because one, it survived after all that time in the bottom of the ocean, but you can still read the name written in the top of the collar of the steward. And to me, that's such a personal touch. Another one is a pair of spectacles that were covered, and that's such a personal part of someone to be worn all the time. And to think that when I see those spectacles, I imagine them on a person and what terrible worries they would have had during the sinking and wondered if they survived or died.
Because they did all belong to particular people, so
yes.
Incredible. Look, I know it's been very, very popular. You're advising people to pre-book if they can. What's the best way to do that?
Okay, the easiest way is to go to a website called titanicmelbourne.com, and from there you can click on buy tickets and it will take you to more information about the exhibition and you can see all the available times to visit.
Like I said, it's the personal stories of those on board the Titanic that make this exhibition so special. When you enter, you get a boarding card from one of the actual passengers. When you reach the end of the exhibition, you get to find out whether that person lived, was one of the 700 survivors from over 2,200 people on board. It is giving me goose pimples.